Good morning, it's October 19th, and this is the mudslide now that it's retracted. Thank God that we have this vertical drain, which is now completely filled with mud from the driveway. Last night we had a rainstorm and the city drains over flooded and diverted all the water down Eagle Landing Park's driveway and onto my driveway. Which has cut these deep grooves into my driveway. This driveway was perfectly designed to handle the water that comes from the sky, but it couldn't handle the thousands and thousands of gallons of water that came from the street drain that was over flooding last night. As we go up the driveway, you can see these deep grooves. Driveway's pretty steep. Here it's really bad. It's really put some big ruts in my driveway. Pipe, you can see it washed over, came over the top and washed all this out. Now when we're standing right here, we're still above my house. My house is over there. So all this water goes onto my property and floods my property. What a lot of people don't realize is, see these deep grooves from so much water. The water is coming from 9 city blocks and trying to be pumped or drained into this one single drain. You can see along here how vicious that flow was last night. This drain and this system got overpowered, completely overpowered, and so much water was coming down that it couldn't handle it, so it overflowed. So you have all of this wipeout here. Where do you think this water's going? It's no longer going through the pipe, it's going directly to my property. Thousands and thousands and thousands of gallons, because it can't all flow through this pipe. So what happened last night is all the water coming from all of these drains couldn't get through this pipe that comes to here. And so when I came up here, this drain right here, which is still buried in mud right now, but underneath all that mud is a drain, and it was coming up and going straight down my driveway and flooded my driveway and flooded all the way down to my paved circular area. No amount of planning or design of my driveway could possibly absorb this city water, which is coming from 34 street drains in a 9-block area. Plus it's coming down this street, and everybody's property is bermed with these berms that stick up to protect them from the water. So all the neighborhood's water comes down here, flows through here, and there's no way that this 12-inch pipe can handle all of that flow. It's just impossible. So last night, as you'll see from some other video I took, it was just a disaster, and it's eroded my driveway, and that's city water. That's not my water. That's not natural water coming from the sky. That's water that you can see, and you can see the evidence of it even this morning. You see how the water came down here, gravity takes it right over here. There's no drains. The city didn't put any drains here in this parking lot. They just send all the water to my property and want me to take care of it. And that's what the big problem is between me and the city. This is John at Forest Ledge. We're getting flooded out by the city's water. This is the answer to the storm drain. It has overtaken my property. This is the street drain. The street drain is completely filled up and overflooded my property.
Look at how hard it's completely washed the driveway away, which for the record wouldn't happen, or it shouldn't be happening if it's even given the amount of rainfall we've had. This is all originating from what should be a drain from the city's drains. Unbelievable. The record wouldn't happen if we had a paved driveway, but either way.
Hey Courtney, this is John. I'm standing right where, here's my driveway down there, you know, on the corner of 25th and 149th. Here's the drain right here. I mean, here's my driveway right across the street. Here's the drain. The city's come down and cleaned it out now, but this is the drain that the water popped out of, and you can see it's only about 18 inches. So what was happening is this water is supposed to flow over here across the street into this drain, and then from this drain it goes to the pipe that's, you know, about 10 feet away that dumps onto the park. So it's this pipe that couldn't handle all the water. And if you can notice, this is a really deep, much deeper. So before the water starts flowing out of here, it starts flowing out of that drain. And that's why it flowed out of the drain and went down the driveway. Hey, it's October 19th, I think, 2019. Do you want proof that this storm drain up here is the reason that the Eagle Landing stairs have failed? The storm drain is overflooding. It's flooded and eroding from the runoff from the driveway, and it's also threatening this pathway here. Look at the amount of water that's going through here. Look what it's doing to the path. Look how it's going down to the beach. Last night was a rainstorm. All of this is washed out. See this? This is the Eagle Landing drain. And the city's quickly come down and cleaned this out, but they haven't gone downstream to see the tremendous amount of damage. So let's do that together. Do you see how deep these ditches are now? And can you see the damage coming down from this hill? We're walking deeper into the park. Take a look at the trenches here. So we're now at least 100 feet from the parking trail, and it is deeply eroded. The city would like you to think that this water is just going into the ground, but this is actually the water that destroyed the stairs at Eagle Landing Park. As we go down here, you can see the tremendous amount of water flow and trees and flooding. Look at this massive slide. Look at that staircase up there. Take a close look at it. This whole beach is sandy now. It was rocky, but it should change it from Eagle Landing Park to Sandy Beach Park. This is John. I'm coming up my driveway right now. I just want to illustrate how bad this driveway is. I mean, I cannot navigate up this driveway unless I go 2 miles an hour. Okay. Now when I come up to the gate, I just noticed another problem, and that is that the people that are parking in the city parking lot are backing into my top of my driveway. Here, let me show you as I go through the gate here. You see this? They're backing into the driveway from the parking lot here and destroying my upper part of my property, because part of my driveway is this section right here. And what's happening is people are backing out of this parking lot. They're coming right here, and then they're spinning their tires to get out of the parking lot. So it's in the best interest of the city to pave the rest of the easement of the parking lot as well as my driveway. Hi, Becky and Courtney. Hey, I just wanted to point out that on October 19th, if you go back and look at how much it rained on those days, it hardly shows any rain, but yet we had this massive erosion situation. However, if you go back to the day that the slide where the 2 acres fell into the ocean, you'll see that on those days, there was 8 inches of snow, followed by freezing temperatures warming up to 60 degrees and super heavy rainfall. That surely would have made that drain up there flood, but we didn't see it. And the reason we didn't see it was because it was happening at night. We did hear it. The neighbors couldn't figure out why the water was gushing out of the side of the hill the next morning, just before the slide happened. But it had rained all night, and there was tons of water, and they were very concerned, and they were thinking the water was coming from somewhere, but they couldn't trace it. It wasn't coming from my property. There was no sign of any erosion or anything. Where did the water come from? It came from that storm drain, and that's what caused that slide. Thank you. You know, I just want to explain to you that that's 136,000 gallons of water coming out of that pipe in 1 hour. Hey, we're down at Eagle Landing Park, and I just want to show you this beautiful Lincoln log retaining wall. Look at this wall. It's a beautiful wall. It lines Eagle Landing Park. And this is the wall that I was telling you that was fully intact when I moved in. And when it washed out from the back from previous slides, I sent pictures and photographs to the Parks Department, but they didn't take any action. And the reason they didn't take any action is because they don't want to tell anybody there was a bulkhead here. Because when they bought that property, they got the grant from the RCO, and the RCO would not give them any money if there was a bulkhead here. So they've continued to let this bulkhead deteriorate, and that's why you got a $400,000 staircase that is wasted.